Hello again. I inadvertently irritated some people yesterday by talking about Islam, for which I apologise. I am neither a Muslim, Jew, or Christian, so perhaps I should just keep off the subject of the Abrahamic faiths. But I do see an awful lot of confusion relating to Islam and feel that it does no harm to discuss this. It might even be helpful. Who knows? I want first to look at the situation in Britain, which is almost identical to that which exists in the Islamic Republic of Iran, which many Islamists hold up as a model of what they would like to see. In Britain, judges, members of parliament, lords, army officers, policemen and other citizens do not owe allegiance to the democratically elected leader of the country, who is at the moment Boris Johnson. Instead, they swear loyalty to the head of state, who is, of course, the Queen. The political head of state, Queen Elizabeth, is also the head of the state religion. She is the supreme head of the Church of England and is ultimately responsible for appointing bishops and archbishops and so on. In this way, the state religion is inextricably entwined with the political system of the country. This is very odd, and countries like America, where state and church are completely separate, find it hard to understand. There, of course, the head of state, the president, is elected and has nothing at all to do with religion. In short, there is in Britain no separation of political and religious power. The head of state appoints both the Prime Minister and the Archbishop of Canterbury. I do not say that I approve of this arrangement, I merely say that it is the arrangement, although we very seldom stop to think about it. Political and religious authority are one and the same in this country. We see traces of this in our educational system and also things like the opening times of shops. The law requires, although it is seldom enforced these days, that school days in non-religious schools must begin with an act of collective worship, and that this worship must be wholly or mainly of a broadly Christian character. I suspect that many viewers were not aware of this legal demand that Christianity must be enforced in schools. We observe too that shops cannot open as freely on Sundays as they can on other days. This too is the law of the land being geared around religious observance and the need to keep the Sabbath day holy. All this is essentially what Islamists want. They want religion, law and the political system all to be tangled up together, just as it is in Iran and the way it is, theoretically at least, in Britain. I don't say that I agree with this any more than I do when I see the same kind of thing in Britain, but it illustrates the difference between the words Islamist and Islamic. Describing somebody as an Islamist is not the same as saying that they are Muslim. It's not even the same as saying that they are Muslim extremists. Not all Muslim extremists are Islamists. As I say, I make no comments on the rights and wrongs of all this. I'm just a stickler for words, and I've noticed that Islamist is chucked around these days with gay abandon without most people stopping to think what they mean by the word. This is quite important at the moment because we've had 2 serious terrorist incidents lately, and in the run-up to Christmas it's quite possible there will be more. So if we're going to talk about Islam and Islamism, it's probably not a bad idea to get our terms completely right.